Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another free pre-market broadcast. It is the 3rd of June. For those of you new, well, hopefully most of you are regulars now, but for those of you who are new, I just get a few of the IU team together and we present our watches and share some thoughts on the market for the day. We do this every single day at exactly the same time at 8:45 within the room. So if you are interested in finding out more or joining us on a more regular basis, then head across to investorsunderground.com. Just before we get started, just a disclaimer. You see it on the screen. This video is for information and education purposes only. They're not buy or sell recommendations. If you're happy with that, then please continue to watch. All right, cool. Let's get stuck in. Nate, take it away.
All right. I think you just need to, there we go, share my screen. Great start to June yesterday. I was not expecting that. I think that there is a lot of FOMO, and what happens when there is FOMO and people buying first and asking questions later is you've got this sort of 5-10 minutes of trying to figure out where the market's supposed to be. And there's been a lot of really good opportunity with that. You saw BMGL yesterday. I mean, 9s to 3s. You see a lot of round trips. But as long as there's some that hold, I think it's going to stick around. I don't see any reason why it would slow down, but just be aware. I think right now you can get away with a lot more size. And, you're going to pick the wrong one with too much size. You're going to be too aggressive. You're going to be too stubborn on something, and then you end up ruining your month. So be aware of that. But be cautious, be aware, but make sure you're sticking to risk. And then the second thing is, after a day like yesterday, obviously, pretty much everything worked, and everything went straight down. You got to be really, really cautious about just going back the next day and going for it, because that's when you, or at least me personally, that's when I need to be ultra aware, because you end up making some really poor decisions just because yesterday was great. So you can be a little bit more lenient today. And, obviously it can go the other way pretty quick. So focus for today, CLRB was of interest, or excuse me, I always do this one wrong. CLBR. I always do this one opposite. This was on CNBC. It is a Trump Jr. connection type name. They talked about DJT and Rumble and a few other ones. It's been on quite a tear. It is something to watch. Currently, have a small position short. I am looking for ideally some sort of push up, and hopefully it stalls in the 17-20 range. Some sort of push, clear out, failed follow through, and then look to continue to scale. If it stays heavy, if it doesn't and it's just kind of hanging around, then I'll move on. But I felt like today it was kind of running into the CNBC catalyst. They spoke, and it's been kind of heavy since. And if it doesn't work today, if it doesn't stay heavy, then I'd keep it on watch, because the higher it goes, once they change that symbol, I think it's going to be a really, really big opportunity for both sides. Maybe some sort of parabolic move, and then the unwind. If you go back, think about DJT when they switched it from DWAC to DJT. We also had that opportunity. TRAW, TRAW. One little quick trick that I just always tell people is, if you can kind of quickly put it in a channel like that, then there's no edge, right? You need to see some sort of exhaustion into that 350 or VWAP in order to get a little bit of edge, or you need to see it break under 280s, fail to follow through, test 280s a few times after it breaches. That's confusing for a lot of people. When you have a key level and you're looking for it to break, they think that once it breaches, that's it, like it's over. But especially in this market, you need to see stuff actually crack. Watch for that red candle down. And then patience. Wait to see if it comes back and just reclaims it on the first try, or if it stays heavy. And you get a lot of information there. It'll keep you safe. And so anyway, that's what I'm looking for this one, because this could go, either way. So far, it's been good off the VWAP clear out, which you can kind of see towards 8, 10 a.m. or so. So that's good. but it's not a trade that I have a current small position, but it's not something that I can size in yet. There hasn't been an opportunity for that. SOAR, pretty big one today, relatively low flow. Again, it fits the ticket. It fits what people are chasing. People look at Delusion Tracker, they see 1 million, 2 million shares, and they say, okay, this could be the one today. And everything that we've seen that's micro float has been going insane. So I traded this one, currently fading it. You can see obviously a nice little failed follow through setup. And so that is a trade that I took. I'd be looking for 430 area clear out, 430, 450s. As long as 430s, 450s don't start to base, I think we could see a decent unwind on that. But so far, so good. Nice opportunity from the pre-market setup. And again, this one SOAR as well as this KPRX, both given in NIU, the failed follow through setup. Same kind of situation here. You can see I've been short since around 580 or so, and just have about a third or so left. But pretty good opportunities there. I'd be looking for 450s clear out and potential fades. And last but not least, kind of rapid fire ones that have my eyes. CRWV, CRWV, obviously it's been a really hot name, really hot IPO. Obviously the NVIDIA connection. We're starting to go out. I'd love to see a some sort of 52-week high, maybe clear out, something like that. Or just looking to join a trend versus VWAP. Otherwise, NVIDIA, Palantir, I'm just keeping a watch. I'm not biased. I'm not over here thinking these are up too much. They have to pull back. However, if SPY does take a day off, if it starts to unwind, what names am I going to be looking for? I'm going to be looking at Palantir. I'm going to be looking at NVIDIA. I'm going to be looking at CRWV. So that's sort of my SPY basket if and when things start to pull back. And then last but not least, other notables as far as small caps and maybe some mid caps. BMGL, nice one. Higher the better. Failed follow through. APLD. This is one of those where you don't want to step in front of it. They had an S3. They'll probably price it. Probably kind of has a holding pattern and holds pretty well. The edge for me is when you start to see it, break out to 11, 1120. All of a sudden, it's 1170 in like the same candle, right? It starts to go parabolic. That's when I'm interested. Otherwise, don't sit here and say, it's up too much. It has to pull back. That's nonsense. And then Joby, obviously, J-O-B-Y. There we go. Nice trender today. So maybe something that, this is how APLD started yesterday as well. I'm not saying that it's going to do the same thing, but, notice the trend, notice how it's kind of grinding. If we start to mimic that, then, Joby might be a nice one to join today. So we'll see. I'd watch dips. I think VWAP 810, 8 kind of avoids that idea. And then LYRA, I think is worth keeping a watch. But again, low conviction. I can't really get aggressive size with that with all the circuits and crap that happens. So my main focus, same ones, CLRB, TRAW, SOAR, and then I'll be watching Quantum and some of the other ones and probably taking it relatively easy today, given yesterday. So back to you, Sam, and to the next guest.
Yeah, all right. Morning, everyone. So I'm going to watch TRAW as well. Nothing here. Don't like the fact that it's going sideways so far. I'm going to wait the open. Ideally, it's going to push towards 4-ish, more or less. Looking at 375-ish, slightly higher. So any swipe out of the gate, I'm going to be interested in getting involved in a short trade and adding as long as it's going to stay heavy. Also looking to recycle. So I'm not looking for an, big unwind after the open. So I'm expecting later pops, but looking to recycle in those. NIVF. Same thing here. So far, gave up. I like this range, but still, I am going to watch for pops above 5 area in order to add more after the open. So again, I like the fact that it's still up like 160%. So the range is pretty big. So any pops and swipes, I'm going to be there. But also keep in mind that this one been pretty resilient, and I'm going to give a little bit more room. So I'm going to risk pre-market highs. Ideally, it's going to stop against 520-ish, but also looking at this level. So any push into those areas, I'm going to be interested, and then risking more or less pre-market highs. I'm going to give a few minutes after the open, so not looking to be the first in, then decide if I'm going to take the trade or not. It really depends on how it's going to move. Lyra, this one pushed into yesterday VWAP. This, as we have seen with these late movers, these pops in pre-market tend to go much further than most people think. It used to be a regular to have a stuff into previous levels, but since this one it's pushing pretty late in the morning, I'm expecting to see it slightly higher. So I am going to be interested 32-ish plus, more or less, looking at this area, see if it's going to stuff 32, and then that would be an ideal scenario for me in order to take a short trade. Also looking at IMNN. This one, it's pretty extended on the daily, multiple day runner, but I like the fact that yesterday had an unwind, so sort of broke the trend more or less. Looking at this level, so far, the overall trend, it's there, but since broke under previous lows, I'm going to give a shot in pops. So any push pretty much towards 3, I'm going to be interested. In a short, I'm going to risk pre-market, yesterday highs, more or less. Now, also looking at APP, AppLovin, yesterday had a nice washout and then build up. Still interested in dips, so any dips versus 395-ish, I'm going to be interested in getting some there. Also looking at spot, nice daily chart. It's a bit, loose, but if it's going to give some dips, I think I'm going to give a shot, risking yesterday lows. Also looking at TGTX, this one builds up here in the past few weeks, as you can see. So any push through 36, I'm going to be interested in buying that breakout. We shall see how the volume is going to be, but either way, I'm going to be interested in buying some there. And the last one, it's RR. This one, it's sort of all over the place, but still holding a trend. So to me, that's a nice looking chart, and I'm going to be interested in checking out dips, see how they are going to behave, and if it's going to build up and it's going to have a late date or late morning push, I'm going to be interested in getting involved there. So yeah, pretty much that's it for me this morning, and passing over to Nick.
Yep, what's up, guys? I've got HIMS on watch for continuation off the news this morning. Really nice move so far, and right now we're just sitting in this congestion area in the 60s. I'm currently long, but it's had some trouble. If we zoom out, it's had some trouble with this 65 level. So it's definitely an area of interest if we get there, and I'd be looking to trim into that. I may even consider flipping short if we do end up rejecting this 65 level again, but we'll see how it reacts off the open. The next names I'm watching are Quantum Basket, so IONQ, QBTS, RGTI, and QUBT. Really nice moves there yesterday across the basket, and we're seeing some follow through this morning. IONQ, ideally some pushes off the open, and I'd be interested in this 43 or so-ish gap fill for a potential short. QBTS, similar thoughts. I started in a bit this morning, but no dice there, so I just took it off. Ideally pushes into the 18s, where it's had some trouble as well. And I'd be looking for any fails off that level. But just to reiterate, I'm going to be patient with them, let them do their thing, wait for the setups to form before I get involved, right? I'm not interested in speculating the top on these names, I think it's best to wait for sellers to really show up and then get involved. One thing I would definitely note is that QBTS has some relative strength versus RGTI and QUBT. So, in the event that we do start to get heavy, IONQ and QBTS, my focus will likely be on RGTI and QUBT. And lastly, I still have CoreWeave on watch. Pretty much same thoughts as what Nate just went over, but again, I'm going to be very patient with this one. I'd rather be $10, $20 late than $10, $20 early. And so far, you can see it's just running over everyone who is trying to guess the top. So I would say, wait for the market to turn or sellers to actually show up before getting involved, and you likely will not miss it. So that's pretty much it for me, and good luck, everyone.
Magic. Thank you very much, gents. Fantastic as always. Guys, if you've made it this far, then please do me a favor. Please hit that like button, subscribe button, whatever that button is, just hit it. We're releasing free content all of the time. And obviously, the more likes, subscribers, etc. that we get, the more free stuff that we can do. And also, if you made it this far and you are interested in joining us tomorrow, like I said at the beginning, we do this every single day at 8:45. It's just part of our process at IRU that we've done for years. If you are interested in joining, then feel free to email me or DM me on X. My details are on the screen now. Cool. Trade them well today, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all in the room. Thanks, everyone.